2009. Emergence of cryptocurrency. Financial revolution. In this chapter, we explore the evolution of cryptocurrency from its inception in 2009 to the year 2022. The emergence of Bitcoin, the rise of other cryptocurrencies, and their impact on the traditional financial system are examined in detail. The emergence of Bitcoin in 2009. In 2009, a mysterious person or group under the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto introduced Bitcoin, a cryptocurrency based on a distributed ledger technology called blockchain. Bitcoin paved the way for a new class of digital assets, operating independently of traditional financial institutions. The expanding cryptocurrency market. Over the years, other cryptocurrencies have emerged, each offering unique features and specific use cases. Names like Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin, and many others have gained in popularity, expanding the cryptocurrency market. Growing adoption and regulatory challenges. The period from 2009 to 2022 has seen a growing adoption of cryptocurrencies, not only among individuals, but also among businesses and financial institutions. However, this growth has been accompanied by regulatory challenges, as each jurisdiction seeks to understand and frame these new forms of currency. Blockchain technology beyond cryptocurrencies. Blockchain, the underlying technology of cryptocurrencies, has also found applications beyond financial transactions. It is used in sectors such as logistics, healthcare, and supply chain management to ensure data transparency and security. Volatility and outlook. The volatility of cryptocurrency prices has been a constant feature, sparking debate about their viability as stable means of payment. Nevertheless, many people see cryptocurrencies as having disruptive potential for the traditional financial system, challenging the models of banks and financial intermediaries. Conclusion: a new financial era in the making. The chapter concludes by emphasizing that, while cryptocurrencies still have much to prove and overcome, they represent a powerful force shaping the way we conceive and use money. The evolution of this technology is likely to continue to influence the global financial landscape for years to come. 2010. Artificial intelligence and cryptocurrencies. The years 2010 to 2022. Technological evolution and major innovations. This chapter looks at the period from 2010 to 2022, highlighting the technological advances and innovations that have redefined the way we live, work, and interact with the world. 2010 to 2015. The rise of information technology. In the first half of this decade, information technology grew exponentially. Smartphones continued to dominate the market, becoming essential devices in everyday life. Social networks gained in popularity, transforming the way we communicate and share information. 2013. The emergence of artificial intelligence, AI. The year 2013 marked a major turning point with the emergence of artificial intelligence. Significant advances were made in machine learning and natural language understanding. Practical applications of AI began to emerge, influencing diverse sectors such as healthcare, finance, and transportation. 2016 to 2017. Virtual reality, VR, and augmented reality, AR. The period 2016 to 2017 was marked by the rise of virtual reality and augmented reality. VR headsets came to market, offering an immersive experience in entertainment and gaming. At the same time, AR applications were integrated into fields such as retail and education. 2018 to 2019. Advances in genomics and connected health. The years 2018 and 2019 were characterized by significant advances in genomics, with progress in rapid genome sequencing and personalized medicine initiatives. Connected health also gained momentum, with devices and apps monitoring people's health in real time. 2020 to 2022, COVID-19 pandemic and technological acceleration. The COVID-19 pandemic acted as a catalyst for the rapid adoption of technologies such as remote working, video conferencing, and digital health solutions. COVID vaccines were developed in record time thanks to technological advances in biotechnology. Cryptocurrencies and blockchain. The period also saw the rise of cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies gained in popularity, while blockchain was explored for applications beyond financial transactions, notably in supply chain management and data security. Social and ethical impacts. However, this technological acceleration has raised important questions about social and ethical impacts. Debates about privacy, job automation, and the responsibility of technology companies have gained momentum. Conclusion: a world in constant evolution. The period from 2010 to 2022 has witnessed a rapid transformation, fueled by major technological advances. While these innovations have improved many aspects of our lives, they have also raised challenges and questions about their impact on society. The next chapter in our technological history promises to be just as exciting, with opportunities and challenges that will continue to redefine our future. 2010 to 2015. The emergence of artificial intelligence in industry. This chapter looks at the period from 2010 to 2015, highlighting the emergence and growing integration of artificial intelligence, AI, in various industrial sectors. This decade was marked by significant advances in AI, radically transforming the way businesses operate and interact with technology. 2010 to 2012, AI in financial services. At the start of the decade, the financial services industry was one of the first sectors to adopt AI on a massive scale. Machine learning algorithms were used to analyze financial data, forecast markets, detect fraud, and improve customer experience. AI-powered chatbots have also made their entry into customer services, offering fast, personalized responses. 2013 to 2014, AI in healthcare. During this period, AI began to revolutionize the healthcare sector. AI applications were developed for medical image analysis, treatment personalization, and disease prediction. Medical chatbots and virtual assistants were introduced to provide personalized health advice and answer patients' questions. 2015, AI in manufacturing and logistics. AI has also found its way into manufacturing and logistics. AI systems have been integrated to optimize production processes, supply chain management, and predictive equipment maintenance. AI-powered autonomous robots have begun to be deployed in warehouses for inventory management and order picking. Economic and social impact. The widespread integration of AI in these sectors has had significant economic and social repercussions. While on the one hand, it has improved operational efficiency, on the other, it has raised concerns about the loss of traditional jobs and the need for professional retraining. The ethical challenges of AI. The emergence of AI has also raised ethical concerns, notably about data confidentiality, algorithmic bias, and the liability of automated systems. Legislation and ethical standards have had to evolve to provide a framework for these new technologies. Conclusion: a radical transformation of industries. The period from 2010 to 2015 was a pivotal time for AI, marking its significant integration into various industrial sectors. The economic and operational benefits were undeniable, but society had to carefully navigate through the ethical and social challenges posed by this transformation. This decade has laid the foundations for an era in which AI continues to redefine the way we work, produce, and live. 2011, end of a space age. Shutdown of the Space Shuttle program. This chapter explores an emblematic moment in space history, marking the end of an era and the close of the U.S. Space Shuttle program. In 2011, the final flight of the Space Shuttle Atlantis symbolized the conclusion of a period rich in achievement, but also the beginning of a new era of space exploration. The last flight of Atlantis, STS-135. On July 8, 2011, Space Shuttle Atlantis launched from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida on its final mission, designated STS-135. The purpose of this mission was to resupply the International Space Station, ISS, and deliver essential supplies. A historical review of the Space Shuttle program. The Space Shuttle program, which began in 1981 with the maiden flight of the Space Shuttle Columbia, was a major milestone in American space history. The space shuttles, including Enterprise, Columbia, Challenger, Discovery, Atlantis, and Endeavour, were designed to be reusable, offering unprecedented flexibility in space missions. Space Shuttle Program Achievements. For 3 decades, space shuttles have carried out a wide range of missions, from deploying satellites to launching space telescopes and building the International Space Station, ISS. They have also been crucial for putting satellites into orbit and maintaining them, contributing to advances in communications, Earth observation, and scientific research. Factors leading to program discontinuation. Several factors led to the decision to discontinue the Space Shuttle program. High costs, frequent delays, the risks associated with manned flight, and the need to concentrate resources on new space exploration projects all influenced this decision. Legacy and new frontiers in space exploration. Although the end of the Space Shuttle program marked the close of an era, it also opened the way to new horizons. Space agencies, including NASA, have turned their attention to projects such as the development of more advanced launch vehicles, manned exploration of Mars, and international collaboration in space. The end of the Space Shuttle program, an emblematic farewell. The closing of the Space Shuttle program in 2011 with the final flight of Atlantis, mission STS-135, was an iconic moment in space history, bringing to a close 3 decades of achievement and discovery. This chapter delves into the events surrounding this poignant farewell and the implications that have shaped the global space landscape. Atlantis' emotional farewell. On July 8, 2011, Atlantis took off on its final mission, marking the 135th and final mission of an American space shuttle. Thousands of people attended the launch, reflecting the collective emotion felt at the end of an era. Review of the Space Shuttle program. The Space Shuttle program began in 1981 with the historic launch of the Space Shuttle Columbia. Over the years, these reusable space vehicles have enabled a variety of missions, from building the International Space Station to satellite deployments, shaping the way humanity interacts with space. Program challenges and criticisms. However, the Space Shuttle program has not been without its critics. High costs, frequent delays, and tragedies, such as the Challenger accident in 1986 and the Columbia accident in 2003, have raised concerns about the program's viability and safety. Transition to new frontiers. The shutdown of the Space Shuttle program was motivated by the need to concentrate resources on new space exploration projects. NASA turned its attention to initiatives such as the development of more advanced launch vehicles, the manned exploration of Mars, and enhanced international cooperation in space. A lasting legacy. Despite the challenges and criticisms, the Space Shuttle program has left a lasting legacy. It laid the foundations for future missions and enabled crucial technological advances. The lessons learned from these shuttles have helped shape future space missions and inspired a new generation of space explorers. Conclusion: a moving farewell and a new chapter in space. The final flight of Atlantis in 2011 was an emotional moment, symbolizing the end of the Space Shuttle program and the beginning of a new era in space exploration. As the space shuttles retired, they left behind a rich legacy of achievement and discovery, while paving the way for future missions and discoveries in space. 2019, United States Space Command. A new strategic frontier. The next chapter explores the emergence of a new era in military space with the creation of the United States Space Command by President Donald Trump in 2019. This initiative aims to ensure U.S. superiority in space, a domain increasingly contested by opposing powers such as China and Russia. Creation of a United States Space Command, USSF. In December 2019, President Donald Trump signs the National Defense Authorization Act, establishing the United States Space Command, USSF. This new military entity is tasked with coordinating and overseeing space operations to safeguard strategic interests and maintain American superiority in space. Creation context. The creation of the USSF stems from the growing recognition of the strategic importance of space. As more and more nations develop advanced space capabilities, the United States sees space as vital to national security, communications, Earth observation, and military operations. Emerging threats in space. China and Russia are identified as major players threatening U.S. dominance in space. These nations have developed advanced anti-satellite capabilities and other technologies that could disrupt U.S. space operations. The USSF is therefore created to respond to these emerging challenges and ensure the security of U.S. space interests. USSF missions and responsibilities. The USSF's primary mission is to protect and defend U.S. space interests. This includes space surveillance, satellite protection, development of new space technologies, and coordination of operations with other military branches and international partners. Reactions and reviews. The creation of the USSF has met with mixed reactions. Some welcome the initiative as a necessary response to the new realities of global security, while others express concern about the militarization of space and the risks of an arms race in this field. Conclusion. A new strategic dimension. The creation of a United States Space Command marks a new phase in the evolution of military operations. As space issues become increasingly crucial, the USSF represents the United States' determination to maintain its dominant position and protect its interests in this new strategic dimension. The future of global security will depend in part on how this initiative evolves and how the nations of the world adapt to this emerging space reality. The implications of U.S. Space Command for world balance. This chapter explores in depth the geopolitical implications of the United States Space Command, USSF, established in 2019, highlighting the global reactions, concerns, and strategic shifts resulting from this initiative. International reactions to U.S. Space Command. The establishment of the USSF has generated mixed reactions internationally. America's allies have, on the whole, expressed their support, seeing the measure as a necessary response to the growing challenges in space. However, nations such as China and Russia have voiced criticism, claiming that it contributes to the militarization of space and exacerbates international tensions. Space arms race and global stability. One of the major concerns raised by the creation of the USSF is the possibility of an arms race in space. Technological advances and military capabilities in this new dimension could lead to an escalation of tensions and a new balance of power, potentially worrying for global stability. Militarization of space and international treaties. The emergence of the USSF raises questions about the militarization of space, a notion historically avoided by international treaties such as the 1967 Outer Space Treaty. Some critics point to the need to strengthen these agreements to prevent an arms race and maintain peace in space. New space alliances and cooperation. Alongside these concerns, the creation of the USSF has also stimulated new collaborations in the space field. Some countries see this as an opportunity to strengthen international space partnerships, promoting scientific and technological cooperation rather than military competition. Evolution of the national security doctrine. The inclusion of space as a major operational domain in U.S. national security doctrine signals a fundamental shift in the perception of potential threats. This is accompanied by new strategies to ensure the security of satellites, communications systems, and other vital space assets. Conclusion: the delicate balance of space power. The establishment of the USSF represents a significant change in the way nations approach the issue of security in space. As space technology continues to advance, the international community must navigate carefully to preserve global stability while harnessing the extraordinary potential of this new frontier. The futuristic story of space and global security is being written, with the USSF playing a central role in this complex narrative.